Realms of the Earth. The Earth has four realms. They are lithosphere, the solid portion of the Earth; hydrosphere, all water bodies on the Earth; atmosphere, blanket of air around the Earth; biosphere, the living world. Lithosphere. The term lithosphere has been taken from the Greek word litho, meaning stone. The outermost solid layer of the Earth, made up of rocks and soil, is called the lithosphere. It is also known as the crust of the Earth. About 71% of the total area of the lithosphere is covered by water. The remaining 29% is occupied by land. The large masses of land are called continents. The vast water bodies are called oceans. As all the oceans are connected with each other, the level of seawater remains the same throughout the world. The level of seawater is known as sea level. The height or the depth of any place on the lithosphere is measured from the sea level. For instance, when we say that Mount Everest, the highest point on the lithosphere, is 8,848 meters high, we mean that this height is above the sea level. On the other hand, the Challenger Deep in the Mariana Trench, the deepest point on the lithosphere, is 11,033 meters below the sea level. Continents. There are 7 continents. In order of their size, they are Asia, Africa, North America, South America, Antarctica, Europe, and Australia. You will notice that the majority of the land masses are in the northern hemisphere. 3 of the continents, Asia, Europe, and North America, lie entirely to the north of the equator. A small part of Asia lies to the south of the equator, while Australia and Antarctica lie completely to the south of it. Africa and South America are the 2 continents that lie on both sides of the equator. Let us now go globe-trotting and learn about the different continents. Asia, occupying about 1/3 of the total land area of the Earth. Asia is the largest continent. Almost the whole of Asia lies in the northern hemisphere. Only a small part lies to the south of the equator. The continent is in the eastern hemisphere. Asia, together with Europe, forms a continuous landmass that is known as Eurasia. The continent of Asia is separated from that of Europe by the Ural Mountains, the Caspian Sea, and the Black Sea. Asia is surrounded by oceans on its 3 sides: the Arctic Ocean in the north, the Pacific Ocean in the east, and the Indian Ocean in the south. Africa. Asia is followed by Africa in size. Look at the world map. You will find 3 important parallels of latitude: the Tropic of Cancer, the equator, and the Tropic of Capricorn, passing through this continent. It lies both in the eastern as well as in the western hemisphere. Africa is bounded by the Mediterranean Sea in the north, Indian Ocean in the east, and Atlantic Ocean in the west. Earlier, Africa used to be connected to Asia in its northeast corner. Now the Suez Canal separates the 2 continents. North America. It is the 3rd largest continent of the world, located entirely in the northern and the western hemispheres. North America is bounded by the Arctic Ocean in the north, the Atlantic Ocean in the east, and the Pacific Ocean in the west. In the south, it is used to be joined to South America by the narrow Isthmus of Panama. Now, however, the Panama Canal separates the 2 continents. South America. It is the 4th largest continent of the world. The equator passes through the north of this continent, and thus the greater part of it lies in the southern hemisphere. South America, as you must have noticed in the world map, is surrounded by oceans on almost all sides. Europe. It is the 6th largest continent of the world. It lies entirely in the northern hemisphere, but it extends both in the eastern and the western hemispheres. This continent is joined to the continent of Asia in the east. Europe is bounded in the north by the Arctic Ocean and in the west by the Atlantic Ocean. Its southern shores are washed by the Mediterranean Sea. Australia. It is the smallest continent and lies entirely in the southern and the eastern hemispheres. Australia is surrounded on all sides by seas and oceans. It is thus commonly known as the island continent. Antarctica. It is the fifth largest continent of the world. It lies in the extreme end of the southern hemisphere, with the South Pole almost at the center of it. Antarctica is permanently covered with thick ice and thus called the frozen continent. It is the only continent where people do not live on a permanent basis. Many countries have set up research stations in Antarctica. India also has 2 research stations there, namely Dakshin Gangotri and Maitri.